Hello and welcome to Rebels Radio latest interview. I'm joined by Slough Town Joint Manager John Underwood. How are you, John?
Good, thank you.
Good. Looking back to the weekend, a successful trip down to Cornwall.
Yeah, it was. It was a big weekend for us. Great win, really. Great 3 points for us. Very tough place to go.
Long old journey down there.
Yeah, it was a long way. We decided to go down in cars. Coach journey, might have been a bit more comfortable, but it would have probably added an extra hour and a half on. So we wanted to get down there as quick as we could. The lads wanted to stay down and make a weekend of it, have a night out. So it just made sense to do cars, to be honest. It worked really well. The trip was fine. We got there in plenty of time. And it was no issues at all, to be honest.
And then what did you make, having probably not been down to Truro too many times before? What was the setup facilities like down there?
I've never been. Bakes have been before. I've not been before. Liked it. Turned up, walked out on the pitch, and had a good feel about it. The pitch was decent enough. Nice setup, nice people. We had plenty of time down there to relax when we got there. To be fair, a few of the boys did feel jaded. They felt quite lethargic after being sat in a car for 4 hours, and wondered whether that might play a part, but thankfully in the end it didn't.
No. So your line-up, a few changes. Tom Moran on the bench and a 4-4-2 with the Harris and Johnny Dyer up front. Yeah,
I think those two up front picked themselves really after last week. I thought they were outstanding last week against Bideford. Tom missed out. We brought Sean in at right back. Maybe a little bit tough on him, but he, by his own admission, he didn't have his best game against Bideford last week. He's played a lot of games this season. It's his first season at this level, and just felt it was the right time to bring Sean into the side. Sean's had a bit of a stop-start start to the season, so Tom's fine. Tom's done really well. We're really pleased with him. He's going to play lots of games for us, so he took it really well and came on and played an important part towards the end. Yeah,
and the start of the game, it was at a high old tempo. There was quite a lot of physicality out there. Some big boys going up against one another.
Yeah, it was. It was full on for the first kind of 20 minutes or so. We'd heard they were quite a direct side, and they were. Not in a bad way. They were very good at what they did. They knew exactly what each other were doing, and it wasn't just aimless balls pumped forward. There was a purpose about it, and they attacked the ball very well. And they were difficult to play against, and you can see why they're why they are where they are in the league.
Yeah, and a difficult job to referee. I guess there was a lot of challenges flying in there, and a few bookings early on. At what point you got a little bit heated?
Yeah. I had a few words to say to the ref, and should know better than that. But got a bit frustrated and told him what I thought, and it wasn't anything major. It was just felt a few of the little things weren't going our way. I apologised to him at half time. Said that shouldn't have shouted at him. Sorry, ref, that kind of thing, and he took it very well. We had a bit of a laugh about it. So. It's just heat at the moment. You want to win, and if things aren't going your way, you get frustrated, and that was all that was.
Yeah, and then obviously first breakthrough came for Truro, 22nd minute I think it was. It was a little bit of a soft goal.
Yeah, very disappointed. It was very much like last week against Bideford, similar stage of the game. Both games we started well, we were competing well, and then just switched off. The lad had acres of space. We kind of half cleared a ball, pushed out. And someone didn't do their job, someone didn't pick him up. So we were, very frustrated by that, because we've been playing well, and you just give them a goal. And
their confidence grew from there, and then they started to kind of boss the game a little bit.
Yeah, it did. We had to work hard to keep them out at that point. We had a few chances ourselves. I mean, Scott Harris had a great opportunity from a corner, which he didn't quite get a good connection on with his head. I think it came off his shoulder and just went over the bar. I think, to be fair, we 1-0 at half time was probably a fair scoreline, to be fair.
Were you happy going in there? Would it have been unjust if you'd been a couple down? They had a few chances where Jake was called into action.
Yeah, maybe. We weren't. I think at 1-0, the good thing was we'd had that experience the week before from being 1 down at half time, and we knew that we could come back, and we kind of talked, the fact that exactly a week earlier we'd been in this position. And there's no reason why we couldn't come back, and the boys did exactly that.
And so, what was said then in half time?
Yeah, we just tried to get. We were quite positive, to be honest. We weren't too disappointed with how we'd played. I think we've played better, definitely, but we're obviously a bit critical of them for the goal. and said, we can't afford to give away another goal like that, give ourselves a mountain to climb. But we know we've got goals in the team. We thought we could cause them problems second half, and we just asked them to go and have a real good go. So it's a long way to go to not have a proper go, and
it led to quite an open game in the second half. There was chances at both ends.
Yeah, it did. I mean, I thought we started the second half well. We got our goal through Dobbo. Free kick obviously drove through the wall, and then at 1-1, to be fair, they had a real good spell. We had a few lucky escapes. They hit the bar
a couple of times.
A few scrambles in the box, and to be fair, at that point we were going to be happy with a draw. We sort of looked at each other and said, if we get a draw now, we'll take that. It'll be a decent point, and we actually looked to shore things up a little bit. We brought Tom Moran on, pushed Sean Fraser in front of him into midfield, just to give us a little bit more height and strength in the side, because they were causing us problems with crosses into the box. So we just tried to make ourselves a bit more solid. And then, bizarrely enough, it was actually a cross from Tom that led to the winner. So, we'll take credit for that brilliant substitution. But that's the way it goes sometimes. So
JD popping up at the far post to just get on the end of it, kind of bundled it over.
Yeah, I think it was a bit of a scruffy finish. And I know they felt pretty hard done by, and which is fine. That's understandable. We've been on the wrong end of things this season a few times. I think of the Biggleswade at home where we should have won the game.
Hereford away.
Hereford away. Last kicks of the game where we've ended up dropping 4 points from those. And I know at the time we said if there'll be times this season where we nick a win that we might not quite deserve. And
so you're feeling a little bit for your compatriot there.
Not really, no, no, because these things happen. They could nick a win next week that they don't deserve. And when I say don't deserve, I've got to say that the players were fantastic. The players gave us everything. So it's harsh on them to say they didn't deserve it. What I mean is I can understand that their manager was frustrated, and on another day could have been a draw, could have been a narrow win for them. But our boys gave absolutely everything. They worked their socks off, competed, and for that they deserve the win.
Yeah. A couple of questions. George Short went off injured again. What's the likely outcome of that? Is it a risk that it may open up again? Is he going to be out for a little while now?
He went to A&E in Exeter on Saturday night. We were hoping he'd get it stitched, which would have given him a chance for Wednesday. They had to glue it, I think, because of the type of cut it was and where it was. So they've advised him not to play for a couple of weeks. So okay, he doesn't want to not play for a couple of weeks, but we'll have to see on that one. It's on his forehead where he heads the ball. So
any scrum caps or anything come out?
Well, maybe we'll have to have a think about it, because we don't want him to miss out, but we've also got to look after him. So we'll have to see on that one.
Final question about Saturday. Again, a couple of bookings picked up for some key players. Obviously, Reece York, Johnny Dyer picked up bookings. They're accumulating a bit. George has accumulated a few bookings. Are you concerned at all about discipline?
Not generally, no. I'm obviously concerned that we miss Reece for a game now, but I'm thinking back over his bookings. I know there's been a couple. I thought Saturday was really harsh, and he's had another one as well.
At Weymouth was pretty bad.
It was. That was really, very, very harsh. So he's been a bit unlucky. It's not that he's a dirty player. He's a physical player, but it's not that he's been throwing around sort of poor tackles left, right, and centre. He's just been a little bit unlucky. So we'll have to just deal with that in a couple of weeks. But no, I think in general I haven't got a problem with our discipline at all.
No, so more than happy after Saturday to travel back up with 3 points safely in the bag and a night out in Exeter. Enjoyed by all?
Yeah. Those sorts of nights out are always much better with 3 points in the bag. So everyone went out in great spirits. Had a really good night, and a few sore heads yesterday morning on the trip back. A few people feeling sorry for themselves, but it's what it's all about, playing and getting 3 points as a team and going out and celebrating as a team. So it was a really good weekend all round. Great.
And what does the squad then look like ahead of Corby? I think there's been an update today in terms of personnel.
Yeah, we've decided. I had a chat with George Frith yesterday, with the players coming into the side like Adrian Sear and Luke Knight's now fit. We just felt he was going to be quite far down the pecking order, and he's a young lad who needs to play. He's had a few years sitting on the bench at Woking. I think he needs to have a season where he plays, and we can't offer him that at this stage, because I think we've just got more experienced players in front of him. He's technically a very good player, George, but the way we play the game, 4-4-2, more often than not, at this level of football, it's a tough competitive league, and just felt a bit more strength and experience was needed. So, we've had someone interested in him. I understand he is going to go there, but I won't announce who, because that's down to that club to announce it. But he is going to move on, and we obviously wish him all the best.
And Eddie Smith as well.
Yeah, we're going to get Eddie out on loan. Eddie's season just really hasn't started yet through injuries mainly. He had a suspension as well. He needs to do what Hatchett did, what Scott Harris did. He went out, Hatchett got a few games, got a few goals, came back really hungry and sharp, and that's what we need Eddie to do now. And sitting on the bench for us won't help him at the minute. So that's the plan for Eddie. Probably 2 or 3 weeks, see if he can get 4 or 5 games, and then we'll see where we are.
And good to see Luke Knight get a few minutes again on Saturday. Yeah,
Knighty seems fine. He needs to build up his fitness as well, but at the minute we do need him in and around the squad. So he'll stay with us on the bench for the next couple, unless anything drastic changes. We've obviously got a few games coming up, like the Berks and Bucks Cup and the Reading Shore Cup, which will be ideal games to play some of the players that aren't playing regularly. So he'll certainly come into the reckoning for those games.
Brilliant. So, any other news ahead of the Corby game in terms of squad?
Well, we've got Jamie McClurg back. He was at a wedding on Saturday, so that's obviously a blow with what's happened with George Short, but Clergy coming back to the squad is a big boost for us, so he'll come back in. I think Eddie's going to travel. We'll see how he is, whether he could sit on the bench, because his loan won't start till the weekend, but more than likely that he won't. Daryl's the other one he had a problem on the journey down. He's got a bit of a back problem. I don't think 4 hours in the back of my car helped him. Hopefully it wasn't my driving, but when he got down there on Saturday, that kind of turned into a bit of a tight hamstring as he warmed up. So he's got a bit of a problem there. So he won't be involved Wednesday, but we're hoping he'll be back for the weekend.
Okay. Turning your attention to Corby, obviously a big non-league club with excellent facilities. What do you know about them?
We know a fair bit.
I think they were one you pointed out before the season that you were looking forward to going to.
Yeah, no, it's a good setup there. One of the fancied teams that they've started pretty well. Had a good win against Poulton 4-1 last week. We've had them watch. We've got a report on them. We've asked a few other managers about them. So we know a fair bit. We know they're a good side, and they do score goals at home. So we'll need to improve defensively on a couple of disappointing goals we've given away recently, so we need to tighten up there, and we need to go there and every game, absolutely every game and every point you've got to scrap for, and we did that on Saturday, and we'll need to do it again, with whether it's Corby, Arlesey, whoever it is. Obviously we go there Saturday, we're going to have to work hard in every game, so it'll be very tough. But obviously, with 2 wins, we'll go there in good spirits, and really looking forward to it.
Yeah, will the rest that they've had, the additional kind of couple of days, they had a competitive game last Tuesday in the Cup against Keshen, which they won, but no game for them on Saturday. Will that make any difference, or will that perhaps pay the other way in terms of not perhaps being quite so sharp? Yeah,
you can argue it both ways. If they've had a few knocks, it might give them a bit of extra time to get players fit. They'll come back well rested. Who knows? Sometimes it's good to have played and won rather than rested. So we'll see. We can't worry too much about how they're feeling. We'll just need to go up there and, as I said, work hard. Do what we've been doing over the last couple of games, particularly second half at Bideford and the way we scrapped on Saturday, and hopefully we can get another result.
Brilliant. Well, we all look forward to Wednesday night, not a Tuesday night, a Wednesday night this week. Any of you who are around about, please tune into my FC Rebels Radio if you can't make it, but hopefully you'll be a few Slough fans. I know a coach is going up, and hopefully you'll see a good Slough performance and a great game up at Corby.
Cheers, John.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Thank you.